This is the Steve Gruber Show.
It absolutely is. Glad to have you here as we try to find some normalcy in the world. We're getting there little by little. I'll be at the funeral come Sunday. We'll talk about that coming up. But here are three big things you need to know this hour. And you need to tell me who's going to be in your foxhole. Got to know that. Here are three big things. Number one, Donald Trump has just announced a $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times for defamation and libel. $15 billion. It's his next opponent on the media field. Number two, Michigan residents, like many around the country and around the world, gathered to honor Charlie Kirk on the steps of the state capitol. Well done, good and faithful servant. And number three, speaking of Charlie Kirk's assassination, the suspect in the case, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, expected to finally be formally arraigned today. We're finally going to see this guy, I believe. Utah County Attorney's Office told Fox News it's optimistic charges will be filed Tuesday against Tyler Robinson, the suspect in the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. He was arrested Friday, where he's being held without bail in the jail. The 22-year-old detained on suspicion of aggravated murder, obstruction of justice, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury under Utah law. Aggravated murder carries a penalty of death or life in prison without the possibility of parole, or 25 years to life in prison with the possibility of parole. That won't happen. Obstruction of justice carries a penalty of 1 to 15 years. Felony discharge of a firearm causing serious injury, 5 years to life. They're seeking the death penalty. We could also see federal charges in this case. I don't know how the federal charges would come in, but here we are. Gary Gilmore, by the way, for those of you old enough to remember, Gary Gilmore was the first person executed in America after the Supreme Court lifted the moratorium on capital punishment in America. 1976, Gary Gilmore was let out in front of a firing squad. His last words, "Let's do it." Gary Gilmore shot by a firing squad, Utah. They've only had, I don't know if they've had one since, maybe one. They were the first, and then there's not been much of anything as far as executions in Utah. Let's see here. Given the very early stages of this investigation, the fact that the investigation is ongoing, we cannot comment on the specific charges that will be filed. However, we do anticipate that those charges will likely be consistent with the preliminary charges that supported Mr. Robinson's booking into jail. By the way, we've got information now that he was communicating with his gaming community on Discord. Discord is this back alley gaming community conservation site, right? We'll see. If charges are filed Tuesday, prosecutors said they will hold a press conference 2 p.m. Eastern time to explain the charges and next steps. Robinson would then make his first court appearance at about 5 p.m. Eastern time, which would be 3 o'clock in Salt Lake. As with so many others, we express our deepest concern for Charlie Kirk's wife, children, and parents. My office committed to supporting and assisting them throughout the criminal case. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Crawford said Discord is more concerning than other social media platforms, arguing the suspect, Tyler Robinson, achieved some sort of a hero status in the 30-member server where he was a member. The lawmaker suggesting Congress should revisit the idea that social media companies bear no responsibility for the activity on their platforms. If there was an assassination planned, discussed, stated in advance on Discord, there will be. And look, they're looking now for other people involved in this crime. And make no mistake, this idea that somehow Charlie Kirk's assassin was a MAGA person, right? I mean, that's all garbage. It's all garbage. Charlie Kirk's assassin was taken over by leftist ideology. taken over by leftist ideology. If this was a large effort, if there was any aiding or abetting, whether it be financial or someone who knew the specifics of it and failed to report that, we're looking into that, said Dan Bongino, FBI Assistant Director. When you're watching the video, it appears that the gun is either in the backpack or on him. This is where we got significant portions of forensic evidence, which was the key piece of information that cracked this thing open. The deputy director confirmed reports that the suspect had voiced violent intentions before the attack. You see this a lot in targeted violence cases, assassinations, school shootings, where the individual expresses in advance his desire to do these specific things. That appears to be the case here as well, according to the investigation. So, all right. Official charges, 2 p.m. today. First court appearance, what did I say? 5 o'clock today. We'll see. We'll watch it all happen in real time. Meanwhile, Ilhan Omar, her committee assignments in jeopardy after her disparaging, disgusting remarks. Congressman Buddy Carter of Georgia introducing a resolution to remove Omar from her 2 current committees, the House Budget Committee, the House Committee on Education and Workforce. She should not have anything to do with education in America, my opinion. In Michigan, people gathered to honor Charlie Kirk. Thousands were at the state capitol Monday, not only to remember the man whom many believe single-handedly shaped respectful discourse in America's public square, but also to carry on what he started. We can pick up that bloody microphone where Charlie left it in Utah and work to save our nation, said Alex Bitson, MSU Turning Point chapter president. Do something in the next week to make your country a better place. Do something in the next week to make your country a better place. The funeral coming up Sunday, Arizona Cardinals Stadium. We'll have more on that coming up as well. Coming up here on the program, Carlo Cavallaro, Midwest Regional Director for the Coalition for Community Solar Access. I don't know what that means, but we're going to find out. Then Katie Hyde will be here. Ivy will be here. Then I'll be on Real America's Voice for the rest of the day. You know, the typical stuff, right? Typical stuff. This part of the program brought to you by PuroVet. It's part of PuroClean. I had a fire last year, about a year ago now, right? And I tell you about it because it's a crazy time. You have a fire. It was in a rental house, thankfully, that was unoccupied. Big fire, big problem. Never had such a deal. So I call PuroClean and Signal. They're sister companies. And then along the way, I learned about PuroVet. It's PuroClean's Veterans Initiative, where veterans find purpose in property restoration and owning their own business. If you're a veteran or want to own a business or you know somebody who is, call 855-PuroVet or go to purovet.com. Purovet.com. Find out more right now. Good folks. I'll be back.